Greetings and welcome to this briefing on the top stories in autumn news. We will be discussing the various routes being pursued for the upcoming 2025 Toyota 4Runner, including its anticipated hybrid powertrain and much more. Now let's get going. The camouflaged SUV was discovered by our friends at Car and Driver not far from Toyota's North American R&D offices. It appears that Toyota is still making updates to its lineup of off-road vehicles. Drew Dorian, managing editor of Car and Driver, recently caught sight of what seems to be a test drive of a 2025 Toyota 4Runner prototype in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Our sister journal, C/D, has its headquarters in Ann Arbor, which is conveniently close to Toyota's North American R&D Center. Although development vehicles are frequently spotted in the neighborhood, this is a really thrilling discovery. This same camouflaged SUV was seen jumping on US 23 South, as C/D reports in its piece, with two debadged Tundra pickups on either side of it. The SUV looks to be built on a body-on-frame basis, although it has dimensions that are comparable to those of the existing 4Runner model. Given that the current Highlander and Grand Highlander models are built on the TNGA unibody chassis, it very much rules this out as a replacement for the Highlander. On the other hand, the platform of the current generation 4Runner shares similarities with that of the Toyota Cruiser and the discontinued Lexus GX 460. It is not surprising that Toyota wants to bring the well-liked 4Runner up to par with the rest of its 4x4 lineup, considering the growing popularity of off-roading. Perhaps the Tundra pickups are a sign of things to come for the 4Runner. The trucks could be working as comparative benchmarks for the TNGAF platform, even though they might only be supporting a pre-production prototype. The current generation of Toyota's off-road vehicles, including the Tundra, Tacoma, Land Cruiser, Sequoia, and Lexus LX600 and GX 550, are all built on this body-on-frame platform. In 2023, the Land Cruiser Prado has also been transferred to the TNGAF platform. The 4Runner and the outgoing model share this platform. In the event that the 4Runner uses this new truck chassis, its engine layout will probably be comparable to that of the midsize Tacoma. A variety of 2.4-liter turbocharged engines with 228 to 278 horsepower are fitted to that truck. It is also expected that a hybrid version of the engine, which Toyota rates at 326 horsepower, will be added to the lineup. In the upcoming months, we anticipate Toyota will provide formal information on the new 4Runner. The current 4Runner has been on sale for about 15 years, but its replacement is currently undergoing road testing in preparation for its impending release. The Toyota 4Runner of today is old enough to be my father. Not much, but by the standards of a new car, it is old. Which other car is still available with the 5-speed automatic gearbox? Only the 4Runner remains, there are none. That will undoubtedly change in the near future because this test mule is camouflaged and appears to be the upcoming SUV. Its boxy appearance will appeal to off-road enthusiasts like myself. A 4Runner6G.com user caught it on camera close to Toyota's Arizona test facility. Though one reader notes what appears to be aero vents on the front fender, akin to those on the 2017 Tacoma, there aren't many particular design elements to be found. An examination of the truck's general shape is worthwhile. It's tall and flat in back, much like the other Toyota 4X4s that have debuted in the last year or two, even though we can only view it from the back. A heck-blende taillight that connects the lamps on either side of the hatch looks to be there. Although the precise design is unknown, it's important to note that the Lexus GX has a similar backlighting arrangement, which looks excellent on that SUV. It appears that this 4Runner and the GX are not similar in terms of their windscreens. In contrast to the nearly entirely vertical and flat Lexus, the 4Runner prototype that is being shown here features a more sharply sloped screen that is likely curved on the sides. That might significantly lessen its appearance, but it's difficult to determine without seeing it in its entirety. Given that Jeep Wranglers and GX models have flat windscreens, which are known to attract rocks, it might also be less of a problem. The wider tires and large gap between the fenders suggest that the 4Runner in these pictures is probably a 4x4 model. It might be a TRD off-road though, as the rubber doesn't appear aggressive enough to be a TRD Pro. It's tough to tell from photographs taken in the concrete jungle how fantastic the new 4Runner will be in the mud, gravel, sand, and snow for anyone who cares about the model. It is almost a given that Toyota's 2.4-liter Turbo 4 will power the 2025 4Runner. That's what the new Tacoma pickup truck has beneath its hood, and it's also what the new Land Cruiser possesses. We're assuming that it might come with a 6-speed manual gearbox similar to the Tacoma, but the 8-speed automatic is almost a given. Additionally, a hybrid powertrain may or may not come standard, but at the absolute least, you can expect that it will be an option. The Land Cruiser and Tacoma hybrid vehicles both have 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque, so that could be what that means. With its new TNGAF platform, Toyota has produced some excellent base hits, and the GX, the newest vehicle to ride on that design, is a home run. Hopefully, the 4Runner will be much the same at a lower cost. Should that be the case, the wait may well be worthwhile. It's a Toyota 4Runner. That SUV that is now on sale was put into production for the US about 15 years ago, and it might take another year before its replacement is unveiled. However, there are many reasons to be enthusiastic about the upcoming 4Runner. We anticipate that this new SUV and the most recent Toyota Tacoma will have a lot in common, including the platform. But specifics are still unknown. Here's all we currently know about the upcoming Toyota 4Runner, while we hope to discover more in the months leading up to its reveal. With the release of this new generation, Toyota plans to maintain the popularity of the 4Runner brand, which it first unveiled in 1984. It is expected that the SUV will be available in multiple trim levels from the base SR to the top-of-the-line Limited offered by the company. The TRD Pro is probably the choice of those looking for something more durable. Similar to the Tacoma, the trim could have 33-inch off-road tires, a front skid plate, and other distinctive styling elements. The new 4Runner design is still unknown, but according to rumors, it will resemble the model that is currently on sale, taking cues from the new Tacoma's angular face and lighting features. Our rendering artist created an image of what a contemporary 4Runner would look like based on that information. It should seem boxier, with vertical lighting and a more noticeable grille. A major revamp of the C-pillar is rumored to be on the way, with the SUV swapping out the forward-leaning component for an upright one. The interior of the SUV should be significantly improved over what's available now. The new 4Runner should include bigger screens, wireless charging, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and other features. The interior of the current 4Runner is dreadfully antiquated. More potent engine variants will probably be matched with the remainder of the lineup. As the highest-end variants, we anticipate that the TRD Pro and Limited versions will be powered by the 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet I-Force Max hybrid engine. Devoted 4Runner buyers might be sorry to let go of the 4.0-liter V6. It would be unfortunate to lose the V6, but it's possible that the new 4Runner will be available with the Tacoma's 6-speed manual gearbox. Naturally, in order to appeal to a wider range of customers, Toyota will also offer an automatic gearbox. Trim levels should be comparable to those of the Tacoma lineup, which means the new range may include the launch of the 4Runner Trailhunter. The Tacoma's Trailhunter trim level is designed for off-road enthusiasts who need a capable and powerful vehicle. Of course, a 4Runner version of this would also be appealing. Improved technology, including a bigger touchscreen, additional networking options, and other amenities found on the new Land Cruiser and Tacoma, will be available to the upcoming 4Runner. The present model, which has been available for purchase for 15 consecutive model years, is limited to a few months for fans of the previous model. We can see what the 6th generation 4Runner, Toyota's best-selling boxy body on-frame SUV, is going to look like with these recent upgrades. The success of the 4Runner cannot be disputed. It has been used as a global tourer, a robust off-roader, and a family car. Every 4x4 enthusiast is familiar with this iconic nameplate due to its platform's endurance and versatility. The current generation is actually quite old. It has been becoming older over time. After almost a decade of continuous production, Toyota's fifth-generation vehicle is now beginning to show its age. Customers don't appear to care despite this. Indeed, based on sales over the last few years, it appears that consumers adore the 4Runner's vintage appeal. This implies that Toyota must exercise caution when developing the next model because it needs to stay simple. The forthcoming Toyota 4Runner appears to be a little more sophisticated than is necessary. It would be a shame to see the present Toyota 4Runner disappear because it is getting on in age and is starting to become something of a legend. Its ability to provide trouble-free miles is arguably its most well-known feature. The truck's remarkably straightforward foundations are primarily responsible for its dependability. There is a 4.0-liter V6 engine under the hood that generates 270 horsepower. Toyota has been employing a naturally aspirated engine for many years. It has extremely few parts that can go wrong as a result. The same is true of the sluggish and uninspired 5-speed automatic gearbox, which is equipped with technologies primarily seen in cars from the 1990s. Once more, it's old yet incredibly trustworthy. With a solid rear axle and an independent front end, the drivetrain is essentially the same. Similar to how the 4Runner and most Toyota pickups have been over the previous few decades. The interior maintains the retro feel with a dilapidated screen and large climate control buttons. The dashboard has an old-fashioned vibe to it because it is upright. Once more, considering the demand for the current model, consumers don't seem to be bothered by this. Regarding the next 4Runner, Toyota has not yet made any announcements. How in the world are there so many updates to discuss? Why is this relevant, you ask? The Japanese automaker recently unveiled the all-new Tacoma and, even more excitingly, the all-new Lexus GX. Well, the Land Cruiser Prado, a very near relative of the 4Runner, was rebadged and given a more opulent makeover to become the Lexus GX. There are several similarities among these three cars' foundations. Thus, we may learn a great deal about the future 4Runner by looking at Toyota's most recent launches. All future 4Runner models will ride on the same TNGA-F platform as the 300 series Land Cruiser, Tundra, Tacoma, and Sequoia, as well as all other off-road focused Toyota vehicles. Without a doubt, Toyota intended to retain the 4Runner's independent front and solid rear suspension systems. It has done a good job of positioning the 4Runner as a more comfortable, but less capable car than the Wrangler over the previous few years. The suspension system of the 2017 Tacoma TRD Pro, which now comes with Fox TUS3 shocks and detachable sway bars, should be almost identical to that of the TRD Pro 4Runner models. Given that the Tacoma is designed to tow and handle heavier loads, a few modest alterations are anticipated. The 4Runner now needs to compete with cars such as the Bronco Sasquatch, which can be purchased with 35-inch tires, therefore the tire size may be larger than the 33 inches available on the Tacoma. Crawl control, multi-terrain select, skid plates, a rear locker, a disconnectable sway bar, and low range are all features of the 2019 Tacoma TRD Pro. Although it is anticipated that the 4Runner will have all of the same qualities, there is optimism that the SUV will go a step further. Again, a front locker and bigger tires would be very appreciated because this car is designed to rival the Bronco and Wrangler. Toyota is unable to keep selling the 4Runner as it is since manufacturers are now pushing the boundaries of what is feasible with factory off-road vehicles. Toyota has declared that the Tacoma will be able to purchase the Trailhunter option. If you want to take your Toyota 4X4 on overland excursions, the Trailhunter package offers extras installed straight from the manufacturer. The majority of these attachments are made for long-distance driving rather than intense off-roading. With this package, the mid-size truck gains rock sliders, a steel rear bumper, an upgraded Old Man Emu suspension, and additional underbody protection. Additional accessories, such as a bed rack, are also available for purchase. It's important to note that the majority of these components are produced by reputable Australian 4x4 accessory maker ARB. Considering that the 4Runner is one of the most well-known overland vehicles in the nation, it is quite possible that the Trail Hunter trim level will also be available. Similar Old Man Emu suspension, a steel rear bumper, a roof rack, underbody protection, and more overland-specific factory accessories should all be included in this package for the SUV. This is a fantastic concept since it gives clients the option to purchase a modified car that is fully insured and financed as a single item. With modern cars, smaller engines are the way to go. Fuel efficiency competitions and strict emissions laws force power plants to adopt smaller displacement engines with turbochargers to produce horsepower levels comparable to larger engines. In certain instances, additional electric powertrains are incorporated to enhance power output and reduce fuel usage. Motor Trend claims that the next 2025 4Runner will sport a hybrid drivetrain. It's very possible that the next 4Runner will come equipped with Tacoma's 2.4-liter hybrid drivetrain and 8-speed automatic gearbox. One of the main concerns with the new 4Runner is this. Compared to the existing model's naturally aspirated 4.0-liter engine, the smaller hybrid and turbocharged 2.4-liter engine is more complex and under stress. This suggests that the new 4Runner might not be as dependable as the previous model, which is unfortunate because dependability is what makes the 4Runner unique. Naturally, reliability problems are still simply conjecture at this point. Toyota is anticipated to work very hard to make the next 4Runner as competitive as possible, given how competitive the market is right now for tough 4x4s. And with that, we conclude for the time being. I appreciate you seeing. In the following video, I'll see you.